Hello Sim Gamers, we are here with the game Sailwind, available on Steam Early Access. Although Sailwind is based in a fictional world, the skills required to navigate the open ocean are very much based in reality. To that end, I'm making the Navigator's Guide to Sailwind. In today's episode of the Navigator's Guide, we look at the most complex device currently available in Sailwind Early Access, the Chrono Compass. The Chrono Compass is actually a collection of instruments that combines the functions of a quadrant and chronometer into a single device. The Chrono Compass consists of the following parts and instruments. First, the compass. It always aligns with the magnetic field. I've found it's easiest to use if I'm facing south. Today, we're using the Al-Ankh version of the Chrono Compass. It doesn't have a compass row, just this gem that indicates which way is south. Second, we have a 24-hour clock. The hourly ticks are found along the outside ring. This is used in conjunction with a longitude instrument, shown here, to tell what time of day it is. The hour hand is the mark in the center that aligns with 0 degrees. Next, we have the sundial and its shadow. The sundial's shadow is key to determining latitude and longitude, which we'll go over later in this guide. Now, we find the latitude instrument, which consists of the latitude indicator, the sundial, and latitude crossbar. The sundial and latitude crossbar cast a shadow, which we use to determine both latitude and longitude. The latitude instrument is controlled by the mouse wheel, which changes the angle of the sundial and crossbar, and also moves the needle in the latitude indicator in 1/2 degree increments. Although the Chrono Compass from each capital city looks different, they all have the same components outlined above. Here's the Astrin Chrono Compass. And this one is found in the Emerald Archipelago. Now that we know all parts of the Chrono Compass, let's navigate. Hey Sim Gamers, it takes considerable time and effort to make videos and guides like these. If you want to see more Sailwind episodes, guides, and other content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Thanks! Back to the Navigator's Guide to Sailwind. There are several ways to use the Chrono Compass throughout the day, but its primary use is at noon Astrin time. This is when the Chrono Compass can be used on its own and is the most accurate. I found it most useful to face south when taking my readings. While facing south, I wait until noon to take the readings. The hour hand is the largest one in the middle of the longitude indicator. It points to 0. Time is based on Astrin local time. When the needle points to noon, that means it's noon at Astrin. First, use the mouse wheel to move the sundial and crossbar shadows. We're aiming for the shadows to touch, but not overlap. Here, I move the needle until the shadows are just touching, and then add one more click. If the tip of the sundial peeks out over the crossbar shadow, dial back a notch or two. You are now ready to read both your latitude and longitude. This needle points to your current latitude, here near the south indicator on the compass. In this case, it indicates 31 degrees, which is good since I'm at Gold Rock City. The sundial shadow points to your current longitude, here near the north on the compass. The sundial shadow indicates if you are east or west of Astrin, based off of the hour hand in the middle of the longitude indicator. Remember, you're facing south, so east is to your left. In this case, the shadow is to the west. That is right of center, indicating -5 degrees from 0. And that is my longitude, which is correct since I'm at Gold Rock City. Now that you have an instrument that can reliably record your latitude and longitude every day, sail the open ocean with confidence. Remember the guide's credo, don't worry, navigate. The Sailwind community, Discord link in the description, have come together and identified 3 other times the Chrono Compass can be used to determine longitude. To do so, we need a quadrant, a relatively clear night, and the chronometer on the Chrono Compass. Note, the Chrono Compass cannot determine latitude at night. Using the quadrant for that is covered in other videos. There are 3 precise times at night we can use the quadrant to observe a star's angle above the horizon to convert that reading into our longitude. The first time is just after sunset at 1900 hours. To begin, locate the correct star so you can find it quickly during the reading. These readings are time sensitive for good precision, hence the use of the Chrono Compass for timekeeping. The sunset reading uses the star Mildnead. It's a star to the west that is visible after sunset, shown here. Using the hour hand, in the center of the longitude instrument, we wait until precisely 1900 hours. It's the first hour mark after sunset. At precisely 1900 hours, put away the Chrono Compass and use the quadrant. Read and record the angle above the horizon for Mildnead. Now subtract your angle from 15 degrees. This is your current latitude. Alternately, you can use this chart. In this example, I got a reading of 20 degrees, which corresponds to -5 degrees longitude. The next observation window is at midnight, using the star Witena. Locate Witena by finding the northern bow. At midnight, Witena's bow extends to the right, shown here. The star at the end of Witena's bow is Witena and will be used for the midnight observation. Use the Chrono Compass to time your observation for midnight. Be precise. Switch to your quadrant to observe and record the angle above the horizon for Witena. Subtract 33 degrees from your reading, and you have your current longitude, or just look it up in this chart. In this case, I got a reading of 28 degrees, which corresponds to -5 degrees longitude. The last nighttime observation window is at precisely 0520. That's just before sunrise. This one uses the star Oriens, which rises in the east just ahead of sunrise. Wait for precisely 0520 on the Chrono Compass. Each tick to the left and right of the central hour hand is 20 minutes, so wait for 0500 plus 1 tick mark. Quickly switch to the quadrant to observe and record the angle above the horizon. Subtract 5 degrees from your reading to get your current longitude, or consult this chart. In this example, I got a reading of 0 degrees, which corresponds to -5 degrees latitude. In this guide, we learned how to use the Chrono Compass to determine our latitude and longitude at noon Eastern Time each day. We also explored how to combine the Chrono Compass with the quadrant to determine longitude at sunset, midnight, and at sunrise. With these tools, we can confidently sail the open ocean of Sailwind. Follow this game on Steam and join the official Sailwind community Discord server. Links in the description below. Tune in here for more Sailwind content as early access proceeds. Until next time, I've been SimGamerTV, and this has been the Navigator's Guide to Sailwind. May the wind be ever in your favor. Goodbye!